Happy Wednesday. This morning, as I awoke and saw that it was kind of cloudy, and yet there's this passage that kind of gnaws at me, and what does it mean? What does it really mean for us during this time where there doesn't seem to be a lot of joy? Psalm 95, verses 1 through 5. Come, let's sing out to the Lord. Let's raise a joyful shout to the rock of our salvation. Let's come before him with thanks. Let's shout songs of joy to him. The Lord is a great God, the great King over all other gods. The earth's depths are in his hands. The mountain heights belong to him. The sea which he made is his, along with the dry ground which his own hands formed. Let's shout songs of joy to him. It's that sense of, how do we have joy in such a time as this? Happiness is generally one of those things that it's more about what's happening around the outside, but joy is something that grounds us even through the most difficult of times. That joy can ever be present. It's like an undercurrent that kind of grounds us. And so what is the joy right now? The earth's depths are in his hands. The mountain heights belong to him. The sea which he made is his, along with the dry ground which his own hands formed. That joy that God is in everything. That God's presence is all around us, whether we see it in the lakes or in the streams or in the trees or in the grass, the sky, everything around us, God is in. And to think about that beauty in our current crisis, of where do we begin to see the beauty? Is it with the people who said, you know, I can buy lunch for everybody in the ER? All those doctors and nurses? Is the joy that people have stepped up praying for one another? Sending good thoughts each other's way? Is it that moment of being able to sit around the dining room table and actually have dinner with our families? That maybe those things kind of guide us in understanding the joy, the ever-presence of God in everything. Pray with me. God, sometimes it's really hard to find joy. It's really hard to understand that joy because we want it to be the happy clappy, jump up and down kind of thing. And yet that joy is something that is the undercurrent that gives us a foundation for life. Help us, oh God, to see that joy, to find that beauty, to find your presence in the little things around us. Help us to find that joy in the things that we can do for one another. Help us to find that joy that says, whatever challenge we are facing, it will not be the end of me. Oh God,